Morning, mate. Lovely to see you.
Morning.
We'll get you
Morning,
here.
Mitch.
Morning.
How are you?
So, two of the great left-arm swing bowlers. We'll start with you guys. We see you carefully
one.
place the ball. Well,
So I
budgets
think
aside.
generally with the new ball, I would like the youngsters who are watching, especially from the great man. So the new ball, you bring the ball back into the right-hander. What's the grip? Which side is the shiny side with the new ball? How do you judge?
Yeah, with a brand new ball, obviously both sides are smooth. So if I'm bowling to a right-hand batter, it's probably facing to sort of that leg slip position.
Yes.
So straight, you want to come straight down the seam, trying to get that seam on a straight axis.
And if you want to go away with the new ball to the right-hander, if it's not coming in, then what's the grip there?
Yeah, something that Paddy Cummins does really well, something you did really well both ways. I don't do it as much because I don't think I've got that flick of the wrist that you talk about.
Sure.
So I'm more have that wobble seam where I try and pitch it on the stumps and nip it away.
And it goes with the angle.
Goes with the angle. So if you're trying to swing it as a left armer, obviously you're pointing to go the other way, away from the right-hand batter, is to point it to the probably first slip, second slip, and you still want to get that seam coming down straight. So that flick of the wrist that you talk about all the time.
So the straight seam is important for any youngster, either it's a right-arm bowler or a left-arm bowler. Am I right?
Yes, particularly with the way you want to swing the ball. I think someone at the moment, or two guys at the moment, Jimmy Anderson and Mohamed Shami, have got almost perfect seams, so they can swing it both ways, and that's probably the seam position that you want to have.
We'll just move over this way just a touch because I'm a bit concerned about those straight drives. So, just with the new ball, just pretend that's a new ball for a moment. So, did you both hold the in-swinger the same way? So, if you both hold up how you did it,
mine was slightly towards the leg slip. Mitch is slightly straighter, mine is just here, and I used to lock my wrist just in there. And for outswing, I just used to go there. I learned it takes time. I just go there towards first slip, and then that flick I spoke about other day. And that again in the beginning, if your natural swing is in swing, if you try this one, it lowers your pace a bit, at least for a month or two, because your muscles are not used to it. And once you get the hang of it, the pace comes back. And now we'll talk about reverse swing. Okay, this is a reverse swing ball. Nicely roughed from the one side. And
So you got the smooth side and then the rough side.
And so if you want to bowl outswing to the right-hander, what would be the grip?
The outswing to the right-hander.
From over the wicket?
Basically, you're doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So you've got the shiny side where you would have with the new ball, but what's going to happen is with all this rough side, the air's going to move over that side quicker. So still holding it for if it was swinging naturally, still holding it for an in-swinger, but the ball's going to move the other way. And again, it's about that fast arm like Wasim had. I think the higher speeds tend to get it reversing a bit better.
And late
and
as
later,
well.
yeah, you're looking for a bit of that dip too, which
Sure.
I think I do a bit more from around the wicket, but certainly trying to.
And also, Mitch, I've noticed you got one of the best bowlers in world cricket, present great. When you bowl with the reverse swing, you go around the wicket most of the time, and you don't bring the ball back into the right-hander. The reason? Any special reason?
Yeah, a big one for me with being left armour, and I think that angle in at the stumps, particularly to the right-hand batters, and having that late movement away or some of that dip, that angle in at the stumps makes them have to play all the time. So yeah, well, I've spoken to you a bit about it, and having that one to come back in would complement that. And I think having a bit of a lower arm around the wicket to get that late dippy swing away sometimes means that I can't bring that one back in all the time. So I have to be a little bit taller and a little bit more conscious of having that straight wrist, which I get a little bit lazy that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with your pace, if you bring the ball back in, especially even in shorter format, T20 or one day, you'll get a lot more wickets. And what I used to do, I used to go around the wicket as well. And I just used to hold the ball like this, and I used to go slightly wider, from slightly slingier, as you call it. Not straight, I used to go slightly slingier, and with the angle around the wicket, he used to come with the angle as well. So you must try, but I think he knows what to do. Why I'm telling him.
And two masters of the trade. We'll just come this way again because Dave Warner's in there. We don't want to get hit in the back of the head. So if it's not swinging, in that period between traditional and then reverse, what are you trying to do, and what did you try and do?
Like yesterday, say after 40th over, 50th over, it wasn't happening. Nothing was happening with the ball.
Yeah, poor example here. I think it's a pretty slow dead odd wicket. But I think something that I've had to add to my game is that middle period where it's not swinging. And having spoken to the two big boys behind me for a long time, we've had that relationship. They wobble the seam nicely. So to bring in that, I've got that angle as a left armour, but if I can hit the seam and the odd one moves away, I think that adds strings to my bow. So and then also, sort of having that wrist that I have, I can hold the ball a certain way where I keep hitting the rough side to rough it up and get it ready for that reverse swing. So when the square and the wicket allows it with the abrasive nature, can get that ball shifting.
Because
towards the
yesterday
back.
afternoon after tea, it was a bit difficult to bowl, especially when the partnership is going. Jamal and Mir Hamza, they scored 80 plus runs. And that was hard for bowlers, doesn't matter how experienced you are.
Yeah, they played well. I think Amir obviously took the game on a little bit, played some really nice shots. I think the nature of the wicket probably meant that, whilst we got some wickets with the short ball, it wasn't, once you sort of got used to the pace of it, it wasn't that difficult to lock in there. So, yeah, he played his shots and played really well and did really well for his 80 runs. But something to keep in mind for the later stage of the game, I think.
Just as we let you go, the last over, where were you watching and what were you feeling? It was all happening. 4 off the first ball and then just over the top of the bails on that 5th ball.
Yeah, we were all sort of getting changed and winding down. I think someone was smiling on Davey for that over there and got away with one, and hopefully you see him lock in today for a big score. But nice to get through the over. I think a little bit of a surprise, the bowled spin for one over with I think the conditions. But yeah, it's a new day.
Good on you, mate. Best of luck today.
Thanks, gents.